in your deepest despair. He's always there. Every time I have a need, he always hears my plea. Let me tell you about a man. He's a loving God, has no power in his hand. He's watching over us, shielding and protecting us from all harm. He is a mighty fortress, a great God is he. Every time I need him, all I have to do is call on his name. He's our Father. He's our Father. We are his children, and he loves us. Ooh, what a love he has for us. Greater than any other love. I will sing a new song unto the Lord, for he's worthy to be praised. I will lift up my voice in praise when I think of the marvelous things that God has done for me. Saints, if you look back over your life and you see the things that God has brought you through, in this life we either going through a storm or we coming out of a storm. But in all things, we must give God thanks. I endure most grande, no nada. I endure most grande, no nada, no nada. ¿Cuál es el nombre? ¿Cuál es el nombre? He is our Father. We are his children, and he loves us. Ooh, what a love he has for us. Greater than any mother could ever have for a child. Is there greater love than the love that God has for us? Oh no, there is no greater love. Is there greater peace than the peace that God has for us? It's a peace that surpasses all understanding. Oh no, he is a great God. I will continue to utter praises out of my mouth, for his name is worthy to be praised. Let me tell you about a man. He is our Father. We are his children, and he loves us. Ooh, what a love he has for us. Greater than any love I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sing a new song. Sing a new song unto the Lord. Every day. I'll praise him. I'll give him the praise. I'll give him the glory. I'll give him the honor. I'll give him the honor. No greater love. No greater love. There is no greater love. Oh, that God had for me. No greater love than the Father had for you. Father has for you no greater love. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You are listening to an exclusive artist interview right here.
WBDH Radio.
Stay tuned in for an exclusive word from the best and brightest artists and ministers in gospel music.
I didn't join the war now. You know, it seems like there's a war on it.
Yeah.
And we want to get back to what we're all about, which is helping the artists move their music and get them up to the world. So we can always go back and do the award show next year. And more on what we're doing for the artists this year.
And that's what that's what I've been trying to do with the radio stations. I've been trying to. It's always a blessing to get nominated. Always a blessing to even get an award. But it's more of a blessing when you're winning souls with the gift that God gives you to do. So that's what my main, like I say, the war stuff, that's glamorous and that's good. But my main focus with this new station is soul building and kingdom building. That's my main focus. And just in a few months we've been out here, we've been getting a lot of our listeners from the old station that's finding out what we are, and our numbers has been crunching up like crazy.
That's awesome. If you do good work, it'll follow you. And, soul building and kingdom building is what we're all about, man. That's what we should be about. I had to learn it the hard way. I had to go through what I went through in life, years back, to lose everything, to understand what God had for my purpose for life, to get to the place that I am now. But, I'll never forget the purpose for what God has for me and my music and my life right now. So it's important that people always remember that. I know that there's some people out here in the world that just seek awards. They just all about the accolades and getting the awards. And that was something I never ever looked for. They all came, but I was just about doing the work. When the award came, I just said, thank God, But the award never, ever put any more money in my pocket,
Right. I didn't want to say that. I was thinking that. I didn't want to say it.
By the world standard, people have a look. People respect you more as far as you call the world respect, because they're so fickle with that. They respect you one year and they forget you the next year. But as far as accolades and accomplishments, those things are all right, but they don't keep your soul. And they don't get you into heaven, and they don't keep you comfortable with you at night. You can't, when you're going through things, the awards can't get you through the night, So I preach that. I thank God for him, but at the end of the day, I talk very little about him, and I just keep on doing the work of God, because once I focus on stuff like that, I take my eye off the prize. And so I just keep focusing on the prize, when people say good things about me, I say it's not of me and not of my works, it's just of God. So that's what it's about. We just try to stay humble, man. And this business, it's hard not to get sidetracked, because as an artist working for all these record labels and different things like that, people want to judge you about your accomplishments and what you win and how much people acknowledge what you do. And you can get caught up in that, and you forget the purpose for why God gave you your gift. And so I just want to be able to keep focused on why God gave me my gift and what he asked me to do. I know he has greater things in store than even I can imagine that I've done. So I'm just in anticipation of all of those things and just keep going forward, man.
Yeah, that's good. That is good, and that right there, that's juice that people that's going to be listening or that's on now. I see a few people that's on 9 times out of 10. I open the door for questions when they come on, and nobody ever said anything, but I know they're there. So I made up my mind now to just keep the conversation going.
Absolutely.
If somebody has,
What I tell artists now is the most important thing, Byron. And there's so many artists out here that are looking to get signed with record companies and get the record deals and stuff. But one of the pieces of advice that I give them, I've been in this business for a long time, and I've been with all the major record companies, and I've won all the awards. The most important thing you have to realize in this business that all a record company is a bank. If you got your own money, you're your own record company. And the thing about that is when a record company signs you and they shell out all this money to you, they bring all the top producers in, they say they got this idea how they want to make your music and how they're going to make you the next superstar. And then you start to listen to your music and it sounds nothing like what you envisioned and what God gave you.
They change it around so much.
Yeah, and then you put it out because they said, you trusted them to do, they say that it's going to be all this and going to be all that. Then it does nothing after they experiment with you. After about 2 or 3 years, you know what they do? They put you on the shelf. And then when the music don't sell, they drop you from the label. So the beautiful thing about being an independent artist is you get to be in control of your ministry. You get to make your own music the way you want to make it, how you want to make it. And you get to put it out to the world. And when it fails,
the way you want to.
Yeah, if it fails or if it doesn't, at least you put it out the way you want it. Unscripted, unchanged. You put it out the way that God gave it to you to go out. And when I did that, I found out that a lot of doors opened for me. I was afraid at first, but Being an independent artist, that's all it means. It means that you're in control of your own music, and we all want to control our own ministry and our own music, particularly on this side.
Yeah. And, and broadcasting is the same way because we go hand in hand. I was telling somebody the other day that, look, if a radio station doesn't have no music or no artists that they can play, it's not a radio station. Any way you look at it. If an artist didn't have a radio station that can play their music, then they're not really an artist. So
we need each other.
We need each other, and it goes hand in hand as far as putting each other out there.
It's like my grandmama used to say a long time ago, people need people, and working together works.
Yeah, that's a song title right there.
Yeah, you're right. It is. But it's amazing. We just got to help each other. There are a lot of people out there we can't necessarily reach in a concert or we can't get to, that your music will get to. We're going to get in homes that we'll never get into.
Mm-hmm.
So God gives us the word. He gives us the knowledge. He gives us the message and song, and you get it to the people. And we need each other to do that.
Right. So, man, it's good talking to you. Good to hear finally.
Always good.
I used to have an intercessor that always talked to you before. So, but it's good to talk to you and interview you, get a chance. I don't even call it interviews. I tell people I don't even really call it interviews. I call it conversations because interviews to me is that's like intimidation to me and the artist,
You interview strangers. You have a conversation with your friends, Byron.
Right. And then you're like family because
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You're like family because we talk all the time anyway.
Absolutely. And I feel the same thing. So, it's always good to have a conversation. And if by chance other people hear our conversation, then it's good because hopefully we can pass on some things that are going to help them.
Mm-hmm. Right. And if those that are listening and those that will be listening, because, of course, I've always played it back on Facebook Live audio, and I always play it on our TuneIn radio. So, and I play it a couple of times. So those that are going to be listening either or, we hope what we hope is that you're getting some juice from this seasoned artist, from this. I want to call you a legend, man. I've already been saying he's a legend. He's legendary already.
Well, I thank God for it. You can't be in this business as long as I have and not break some ground. I'm glad that I'm glad that people respect me enough to listen to what I'm telling them, and I try to give people insight so they don't bump their heads and go through the same things, the struggles I went through. So what good is for us to learn anything, Brian, if we don't pass it on?
That's right. So y'all hear it first now. Y'all hear that he is he's one of the producers, and we're going to touch a little bit about that. He's a producer of the new CW show, Black Lightning. The pilot was awesome. The music on it, you never know whose music, I never think about it, but the music fits because the music actually fits the show. So now you're one person that I know that's working with it. Then Roland Martin, who's another person that I know, has also had.
Roland Martin is an awesome guy. There's a lot of people that's involved in it, doing some great things. So yeah, we're just excited about it. Anything that we can do.
That's so cool. And I was just telling my granddaughter, the young lady that's his daughter, that plays the guy's daughter, China is she played on Ant Farm, and she's a big Disney, I think a big Disney character person. And it's good to see how these young kids are growing up and getting their acting. Not only at singing, but getting acting. They're doing acting, and they're still going. So that's an awesome thing.
They have so much talent.
Yes.
They're not afraid to try things now. So that's a beautiful thing about it. Things that we didn't have opportunities to get into when we were that age, opening up so many doors for them now. I'm meeting a lot of young actresses and actors and even musicians and people in Atlanta. It's like the Black Hollywood now. So many people, and so many artists here. People haven't even heard of. So it's an awesome opportunity to be in a place where you can just sow into so many lives and help people get to the next level of what they try to do with their music and their acting and